everybody, and welcome to E-commerce Quick Fix Cross-Border Magazine official podcast. Today is a happy day, it's a great day because we are with our friend Ludo Verlinden. Ludo, how are you? How's everything?
Yeah, good. Thank you for the invitation, Frank. I'm excited to have this conversation with you. So thank you for the invitation.
For all of our community that is following us across multiple continents right now, because fortunately we have been able to make the channel grow a lot, the YouTube channel. Ludo is the global sales manager for Salesupply, our partners. Ludo, tell us a little bit more about yourself and Salesupply, please.
Yeah, sure. Well, my name is Ludo Verlinden. I think it's hard to pronounce, but
yes, it's a little bit for me at least.
Sorry for that, Frank.
No, don't worry.
Well, I live in the Netherlands, in the rainy Netherlands here, and I now nearly worked for 9 years for Salesupply, a company who's has been founded.
So you have close to a decade working for them. It's a long time.
Yes, correct, and it's a good advantage to work in such a fast-growing company, and also in the fast-growing e-commerce market, because I've seen it changing so rapidly in the last several years. So when I started working for the company, I had so many different positions, and still every day is bringing some new entertainment. So still happy to work for Salesupply.
It's changing a lot. I mean, what you're saying is actually true. I mean, we are Madrid based, and we are seeing some challenges here that we normally didn't saw a few years ago. Like, for example, delivery times and prices, all regarding logistics. Because for the people that it's listening to the podcast, Salesupply, one of the things that you do is logistics, correct?
Yes, correct. So actually, we have been founded by several e-commerce entrepreneurs who were selling online themselves already back in 2006, 2007. And they started to sell internationally. And one of the key factors to become successful was to be local, to compete like a local. So, and that's what we are going to talk about today in how to compete like a local if you are selling internationally. And yes, we are specialized in logistics and e-commerce customer service. Correct.
Which ones are the challenges that you feel like are the main logistical challenges that companies are finding right now or facing right now when they're trying to expand into international markets? I mean, I was speaking out of my own experience of someone that lives in Spain, that we know the delivery times and prices are an issue here. But which ones will be like the main logistical challenges that companies are facing right now in Europe?
Yeah, good question, because then you already are calling about the local problems, or the local challenges. So imagine, Frank, you are based in Madrid, right?
Mm-hmm, correctly.
And imagine that you are selling online and you are selling, for example, that microphone all over Europe. And I am here based in the Netherlands, and I would like to buy your microphone. What will be your challenge logistically to get your product here in the Netherlands? And so, first of all, it comes with a long delivery time. Sure, that's no rocket science. But then to get your product here in the Netherlands, it will come with a price, right? So you won't have the local price. It comes with a higher shipping cost. And for instance, if you are selling here at bol.com, I don't know if you know that platform, but it's the biggest marketplace in the Netherlands. Yes. Yeah, it's bigger than Amazon, actually. So imagine that you are selling on bol.com, and my neighbor here is selling the exact same product as you, the exact same microphone, and maybe even for a higher price, a slightly higher price. But I would like to have, as a consumer in the Netherlands, I would like to have the product tomorrow, actually by today, and for a low or no shipping cost. So for you to be successful here, only just in the Netherlands, you will have lower conversion rates. If you are trying to ship your products from Spain, you will have a lower customer satisfaction if you are shipping those products, because it comes with long delivery times, higher shipping costs. And if you are choosing to have a local warehouse here in the Netherlands, it comes for you with some complexity, because you are probably also selling in other markets. You have a different way of working, new warehouses, different prices. So it becomes a headache just only logistically on competing here in other countries.
Do you feel like, for example, the mention of Bol as a marketplace? I mean, it's something that obviously I know about that because it's kind of it's a recurring topic for me. I mean, I work. This is my industry, so I know about it. But do you feel like the normal merchant will know about those things, like local marketplaces, and the impact that they might have in their logistics? Because you have to take that into consideration. I mean, you cannot sell in the Netherlands if you're offering something that logistically wise is worse than what Bol can offer there.
Yeah.
It's an issue. You will be outmatched and outgunned.
Yeah, especially if you are selling the same product as local merchants are. It's not a
Mm.
problem in the Netherlands. I think it's a problem, or let's say a challenge in all countries if you want to be
Hmm.
successful. If you are selling the same product as local competitors will have, you have to compete like a local. And how? That's what we are going to talk about today.
That's one of the strong suits that Salesupply has, isn't it? To allow you to provide any company or any brand with the tools to actually compete as a local.
Sure. Yeah, sure. And we have many different examples, but first, yeah, we have the challenges of the companies, how to be successful. And I think there are also some key trends and developments in the market as well that we need to be aware of in doing business.
Which ones will that be? I mean, which ones do you feel like, because this is constantly evolving? I mean, so what we are talking right
Sure.
now is a snapshot of just today, 2025. Which ones do you
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like the main trends, logistically wise and e-commerce related, currently shaping like the global logistic landscape?
Well, even from a bigger picture, I think the key development, I think, is we have all seen Trump sharing tariffs with everybody, and I think every country
Yes.
will get will get a percentage. So I think that's a key development, is because a lot of businesses are doing business with US. So this is something that you need to follow closely. And in my world yeah, I work closely together with successful brands also who are selling in those markets. And the last few months we have onboarded a lot of new customers and also existing customers in US with local fulfillment, just that they are trying to avoid the high tariffs. So that's just a snapshot of, let's say, today. Maybe tomorrow it will be a bit different. So it's kind of hard development, but it's something with a big impact, a huge impact if you are selling in US or want to sell in US. But the more constructive trends and developments in the market, I think number one is fasting delivery is becoming the standard. So 72% of shoppers expect next day delivery or
Yeah.
same day delivery. So that's number one. Number two is those consumers, they demand a choice. So they want to have a preference for a local payment method or a carrier. So good luck for you, Frank, if you want to sell from Spain all over Europe. We have the local heroes. In the Netherlands, you have Post NL, and in Italy, you have Poste Italiano, as an example. It's kind of hard to have those local payment and carrier methods which your customers want to choose. And number three is sustainability. We haven't spoke about it yet, but from a consumer point of perspective, 35% of consumers are willing to pay extra if you ship your products more sustainable.
Hmm.
Because shipping your microphone from Madrid, you will put it in a box. It will cover some air. You will give it to the carrier, and which will pick up with a van. We all know that the van is filled for like 50% of air. Because they cannot consolidate it after everything 100%. So transporting air, and then I will get your microphone here in the Netherlands, and I might even could say, "Hey, sorry, I thought it would be working better or whatever," and I will return it, and it comes, and we'll transport it back the whole same way to you in Madrid. So just shipping per each is not really sustainable, and that's a strong development in the market that also consumers want to pay extra for more sustainable
Hmm.
shipments.
And to be
Um,
absolutely honest with you, Ludo, your sustainability right now that you're talking about that, the last mile, I don't know how it is in the rest of the European cities, but I guess it's pretty much the same in the main capitals of Europe. Here in Madrid, you cannot move in the center of the city without an eco-friendly vehicle. You need to have like
yeah,
the sticker, the official sticker that it's because we have like restriction areas in which the use of normal combustion engine vehicles it's limited.
uh,
So
yeah,
one way or another, sustainability is enforced either by the government and
yes.
the policies of the government, or either by just sheer, human logic of responsibility towards the environment. So it's something that you need to take into consideration, and the local
Yeah.
delivery options are the one that know better how to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. I think it's a good start, for sustainability, for that really last mile of the last mile
Hmm.
in and transporting into the cities, and but still it comes with more handling, in operations because it needs to hand over again. So that if you just will follow that one item that you are shipping from Madrid to, as again as an example in the Netherlands, it will have so many transportation hubs. So I think it's a good start to be more sustainable. But again, just in the market, it's gaining more importance. And we also already talked about the marketplaces. We started talking about Bol.com, but those marketplaces are raising the bar. So I think one of the key developments and trends in the market is, well, even one of our key partners, Channel Engine, it's a marketplace integrator for merchants. They strongly believe that in a few years, 75% of all e-commerce sales will go through marketplaces.
Hmm.
So imagine just in a few years, 70% of all e-commerce sales will go through marketplaces. So we know that they often require local fulfillment to sell on Amazon or Bol.com or all other marketplaces or Allegro. And you might could start just again shipping from Madrid here into the Netherlands, but your conversion rate will be dramatically low, right?
Hmm.
So to be successful, they will force you to stock local. And it could be possible if you're just selling on one marketplace. But if you have a multi marketplace strategy, it's becoming a headache again, for the
Yeah.
guy or girl
Yeah.
to who's running the operations, because where and how to stock in all those countries, you are selling internationally on different marketplaces. So that's getting some challenges as well. Um, the last one, I think, is the market is growing a lot. We all know that the e-commerce market is growing hard, rapidly, and not only the e-commerce market, but also the competition from abroad. And it's the last year, especially the last year, we have seen a lot of new players entering the market, and they are mostly becoming from the east. And we call it sometimes the hungry wolves. They are smarter, they are leaner, they embraced AI, and they are eating just at these markets here, and they are smarter than the, let's say, traditional sellers.
Hmm.
So altogether, I think we need to acknowledge the urgency is what's going on here in the market. On the one hand, we have the rising consumer expectations. So 72% of customers expect same or next day delivery. On the other hand, we have the high shipping cost problem. And 46% of customers will even abandon your cart because you charge too much shipping costs. It's still the issue. And then we need to fierce the competition. So the market is growing for the next few years, the e-commerce market, with 30%. That's really a lot. But every day, new players are entering with faster and cheaper solutions. So we need to adapt or you will just fall behind.
The image that you're painting, although true, it looks like a battlefield. It's actually it's extremely complicated scenario for anyone trying to do business. Now, do you feel like companies or e-commerce brands or brands in general have been forced to attain this levels of logistics, these quality levels in their logistics, due to whatever the marketplaces have turned into like the golden standard. Because the same day delivery is a thing that it's pretty much Amazon Prime, or Amazon
Totally.
overall, who has been pushing that. But now it's kind of a standard. Everybody expects that. So for a normal business, a small business, is this possible to achieve? Obviously, I guess you're going to say yes with Salesupply, but how?
Yes,
How
sir.
can this be achieved? And if it makes sense, I mean, I understand already that it does make sense because you need to fight off the competition, these hungry wolves that you're mentioning. But let's
Yeah,
try
yeah,
to
yeah.
put it a little bit more into perspective for an European business. How to deal with this.
Sure. Well, first of all, if you have a lower number of SKUs and if you're selling internationally, it will be easier to multi-warehouse, right? So to put your stock in more multiple locations. If you have, so as an example of fashion, you will have a lot more SKUs. So then it becomes more hard to have a multi-warehouse strategy. So then you are more looking into the key fast movers. But yes, why having a multi-warehouse strategy? I think that's the question, right? So um,
That will
why
be like
having
the
a
best option to fend off against these standards that the marketplaces have created, no? To be actually able to deliver with the same quality and speed that the marketplaces have accustomed people to receive, no? The multi-warehouse strategy.
yes, sure. And I think in the next few years it will be essential to just be successful if you are selling internationally.
Is this
So
something
you
that
are
Sales
already
Supplies is
fast.
doing? Are you doing that already from Sales Supply Logistic? You're
Yes,
doing a multi-warehouse strategy?
we are. We offer multi warehouses. We offer 25 warehouses now, just in one platform, one connection, which enables merchants to stock local, ship local.
25
Um,
warehouses globally.
sure, yeah, we in US and Europe and in China, and that has been started in 2014, and it's now growing into more and more markets. And we have just teams who are strongly focusing on onboarding new locations because we want to offer multiple locations per country, which enables merchants to also to get closer to their customers. And yeah, we all know the benefits. We already talked about it. Stock local, so you are faster and you have cheaper local solutions. There's no rocket science. But hey, it also comes with a higher conversion because you now are able to offer the local payment methods or carrier
Mhm.
methods. More sustainable, of course, because you will ship bulk into local locations, and from there you will ship the e-chips, and that all results in a better customer satisfaction. So just by having faster, cheaper deliveries through preferred local carriers from your customers, that will gain more success.
Could we say that this strategy also allows for more scalability? Like it's better or easier to scale if you have like a multi-warehouse strategy?
Well, I like to always like to tell stories. You already might have noticed, and maybe I can tell you a short story about one of the customers
Sure,
in
sure.
Germany. They started in 2018 with ecommerce, with nutritional products, and
Okay.
from Munich, and they were quite successful, or were, let's say very successful in Germany. So they started to sell in other different European markets, and their sales were doing quite well, but they didn't have the high conversion rate as in Germany. But they were doing quite some sales already internationally. But it was logistically, it was just a nightmare. Just the problem was they had just one location shipping all over Europe. They had a slow fulfillment. They had provided high shipping costs. They had no local adaptation, so complex returns. So for you, if you ordered in Spain and you want to return, well, feel free to return to Munich in Germany. That all results in a pure customer experience. So bottom line, just their fulfillment strategy, their slow, their growth, it increased the cost and frustrated customers just by selling international because before they didn't have that issue in just selling local, in their native market, in their local market. So then when we started working together, it's just how we always start working together is that we integrate just through one integration, enable them to have one platform. In the end, having 6 warehouses all over Europe. So we automated their inventory management, always stocked on the right locations. Being local means, again, faster and cheaper deliveries. But a very cool one is the market adapted payment carriers solutions. Just by enabling cash on delivery in Italy, it 12x'd their forecast. So cash on delivery, for the listeners who don't know what is cash on delivery, maybe in the south of Europe they or know, but it's that you as a consumer pay for your order once it has arrived at your front door by
we
the
know
carrier.
it here in Spain. Is also used, not so much, but it's known. It's a system that it's well known. In Italy, I think it's more like a normal thing. It's kind of more used there.
Yes, and also some other Eastern Europe countries, and just by enabling that, and it's kind of hard if it's let's say almost impossible if you're shipping just from one foreign warehouse into Italy, for example. It's kind of hard to offer that solution. So it's a payment carrier method, and just by enabling it, because you are local, with 12x that forecast, and now is Italy one of their top markets. Wow. And of course, being local, it's integrated all their local returns. So it all results in the end into having 70% faster delivery all across Europe, significant savings on operations. It has a higher customer satisfaction, easier scalable, and a faster market entry, also for new markets. So from a logistic nightmare, it became a streamlined, cost-efficient global operation.
Now, Ludo, just out of the blue, I want to pop a question for you right now.
Sure.
If someone is listening to the podcast, let's say an e-commerce in Germany, for example, because a couple of weeks ago I had the opportunity of also having a small chat with a new e-commerce that it's going pretty well in Germany. They're selling wine, and their business is blooming. It's growing, but they find out that it's a small company, and they find out that sending the wine from Berlin to Vienna was incredibly more difficult than what they thought at the beginning. And they were like, this cannot be. I mean, those two cities are fairly close. Those both are capitals of Europe. And even culturally, it's kind of the same stuff. I mean, why is this so difficult? Do you feel like brands and businesses in Europe are totally and fully aware of the logistic complexities that exist inside the European Union? Or people mistakenly think that because it's all Europe, it's the same and it's going to be easy to send something from Rome to Paris or Paris to Lisbon? How do you feel about that? And if they have issues, can they contact Salesupply and be advised and receive advisory and consultation before they actually get to sign any kind of service or contract?
Sure. I think selling wine internationally is, of course, not the easiest way of doing e-commerce sales, but still we have many examples of successful companies who do that. But it all starts with if you either you do the logistics yourselves or you have partners in logistics, and it all starts with having experience or having volume. And also that comes together, So if you don't have experience into selling in those countries or having volume to sell in those countries, you don't have the right contracts and the right partners to get your product from A to B. So I think that's the number one thing that needs to be in place, is that either if you start and do it yourself, of course, you will knock at DHL or UPS and say, hey, I would like to ship my products into that market. Okay, what's your volume? Yes, well, this is my volume. If you have your own volumes, it's kind of hard to have the good SLAs and strict SLAs and good
you won't get a good deal.
Exactly. So experiences and volumes, that's I think the key to enter new markets. So either you need to create it yourself or partner with a company who has it.
But if they don't know anything, I mean, it's a small business, they can always knock on the door of Salesupply, isn't it? I mean, you will provide at least a little bit of advice and consultancy for them.
Yeah, sure. We have many merchants reaching out, and we would love to help them with sometimes just advice, and sometimes they are just starting, and we're helping them to start, or sometimes even with other partners. So Sure. Feel free to reach out. We love
Mm.
international e-commerce, and we love being helping all the merchants to become more successful.
I'm
Just
gonna
knock on the door.
plunge you into deeper waters, even right now. I'm gonna just drop you in the middle of the ocean. We can say that sales supply scalability it's kind of is kind of a promise that you offer brands. I mean, you want to help brands, or it's part of sales supply idea or philosophy to help brands to scale internationally. Is this correct? Can we say that? And if that's the
Sure.
case, how can you do that?
Yeah, how is I think it's the having the being the helping hand into local operations. So either logistics or customer service. So now we talked about logistics, is that you have one connection which enables you to compete like a local in all those markets with local warehouses. But on the other hand, we also provide 36 languages customer service in a
Mm-hmm.
pay-for-use model. And I think those two operations are kind of hard if you are entering new markets or if you are doing it yourself. So I think that's we love scalability. If you enter new markets, the only way to successful enter markets is to enter it scalable.
So it's a full package. It's not only the logistics, but it's also, I mean, obviously the warehouse support, but it's also the customer support that you provide in Sales Supply.
Yes, that's an option. We have many customers. We have over 300 running projects in customer service, and most of them they even do their logistics themselves or with other partners, or sometimes we do a combination. So um, we have a mix of customers, and it's just in a pay-for-use model, and our customers choose where they need us. Sometimes they do the local. We do the cross-border logistics, and they have, let's say, for you in Spain, you do your local fulfillment in Spain yourself. We help you with cross-border fulfillment. So just
Mhm.
with the logistics in Italy or US or in other markets. So it's just
Well,
depending on the customer needs, and that's
mm,
tailor-made.
now we were talking about before about the multiple warehouses system, and with so many warehouses, how can Sales Supply assure a consistent quality service? Is there any way that you can guarantee that the quality is always going to be top notch?
yeah, yeah, guarantees. We all love guarantees. So that's again, I think it's with experience and volumes, having lots of volumes, and to make the difference locally. So we have control towers. We have a centralized control towers, local control towers in the countries. We have strict SLAs, of course, service level agreements, the way of workings. But I think one of the biggest advantages of how we work, that's more in detail, is that we integrate with local warehouse management systems. So we have a network of owned, co-owned, and partner warehouses. And warehouses, they have mostly their own WMS system, or different WMS systems where they work. So the warehouse management system. We let them work in the way how they do business. But we integrate with the system, and we offer our customer a small portal, which is just KISS. We will keep it simple so they can work just the Munich example, the German example, having one portal with 6 different warehouse locations.
Hmm. Now, this is the era of that data driven. No? Everybody's crazy about data. They want to use massive volumes of data and be processed by AI. Artificial intelligence is helping you build your business. How is Sales Supply approaching data driven? And exactly which ones are like the ways that you're using data to increase or guarantee that the quality and the service is going to be the best possible?
Sure, we have the BI teams, but in the last years we have created AI teams,
So you're
and
already onto AI also.
sure, I think it's a must for companies to embrace AI to yeah, to to survive in the next years, because AI will change a lot of things rapidly. So how we work with that, how we handle this, is that we have an AI team with multiple people in it who are the whole day just working on AI innovations, and we have an in-house team that's working on in-house AI solutions, how to connect and make solutions and create it. But also we work with many different AI solutions provided in the market, because every day there is a new solution. It's growing so fast, and just combining the BI teams, AI teams, we have more constructively the vertical innovation team. So from a pick and packer, account manager, e-commerce brand manager, CTO, CEOs, everyone just get the whole picture all together, just to create a better customer experience and for customers to sell smarter. As an example, if you are selling through our warehouse platform, to get notifications, hey Frank, this you should have saved this number of euros if you shipped your microphones locally in that market. And
Oh,
that's
that's great.
exactly what you would like to know, to
That's
save on
great.
your cost. Yeah.
And that's available for all markets. I mean, it's something that you can do in, well, all the markets that you actually have presence in with.
I think it all starts, how we mostly start is working from 1 or 2 warehouse locations. And mostly it's Germany or the Netherlands. If it's foreign countries, it's VAT wise interesting for them to stock those countries. And from there, they do sales all over the world. And from there, we are gaining data, right? So there you see the volumes. And from there, we can create a game plan and strategy of new markets or successful fast movers in certain countries, which we just need to stock local. And sometimes it's just even that we are not stocking all the inventory, all the SKUs local, but just the fast movers, just to save on those on that shipping cost. You know, we all know the 80-20 rule. You know that 80% of your business will be provided by 20% of your SKUs. If we get those SKUs locally, imagine how what the impact will be, right? So.
Yeah. No, it sounds wonderful. Everything that you've been saying so far, it sounds amazing. But is this easy to integrate? I mean, can any business integrate in a simple, efficient way with Salesupply, in a pain-free way with Salesupply? Because if not, all of these benefits amount to nothing. So it is easy to integrate with Salesupply or not?
Sure. Yeah. Well, we are an IT company, so we have all a different market integrators with all sales channels, and so we have the standard connections which are available. We have been founded by 2008, so all over the years we have created so many connections with marketplaces, with other softwares. So we have many integrations.
For example, like e-commerce solutions like Shopify, Intershop, WooCommerce, Magento, PrestaShop, anything. I mean, you can integrate with everything.
Sure. Yes, and if not, we have an IT team with lots of developers in the house, and we create also our own systems. So, yes, I think IT is not the issue. Not the issue here.
Now, for the future, Ludo, which ones do you feel like are the most significant trends that might be shaping the future of multi-warehouse logistics?
Well, I think that's a good question. On the one hand, we have the traditional model versus the new reality. So we have the traditional approach, and we will start, you have one warehouse and you ship from Spain all over the world. And then we have the new reality, and that's a network of local fulfillment centers. And we know the impact: faster delivery, lower cost, higher conversion, and better customer experience. And in my vision, in just a few years, there will be a huge impact. I think the multi-warehouse fulfillment will be essential for international success. I think that's the biggest trend for the next few years in e-commerce logistics, international.
And finally, Ludo, if you have to choose only one competitive advantage for Salesupply, the reason why any business or any brand should trust you, which one would that be?
I think being the solution of one partner. So it saves not only the prices and the better experiences, but it's just one integration, one partner for being successful and competing like a local everywhere.